What up, Stash Nation? Loki here for episode 1 of Life Lessons with Loki. This is my vlog. I finally decided to start it. I've been meaning to do this for a while, and at popular request, and I do mean by all four of you, I decided to give it a shot, and I took, some time to try and decide what exactly I wanted to do with my vlog, what I wanted to impart, and then I decided it was just that. That's exactly what I wanted to do, is I wanted to impart, whatever I had learned in my crazy ass life. And, hopefully maybe you guys will take something from it, maybe not. There was no telling me anything when I was a kid, you know what I mean? I was just a little hellion, but, that's just the way it goes for some people. Some people, grow up perfectly normal, but I'm not one of them. Anyway, my first thing I'd like to say is, is I've been asked, how have I become such a success? And I would say, define success, bro. You know what I mean? If I'm your definition of success, you might want to raise the bar just a little bit, but that is my humble opinion, man. All I've done over the last month in making all this stuff is just be myself, and that's all I would say to you, man. Just be yourself. If what you want to do is based on who you are, then two things that I've learned in life that are very, very important, man, are one, no one's gonna value or respect your time if you don't. So if you want to build anything on who you are, make sure you like who you are first off, man. It's very important. It's not hard, you just have to if there's something you need to fix it, as hard as it may be. And man, just be you, relax. There's a lot of people in the world, and they're gonna think what they're gonna think, and you're gonna do what you're gonna do. And at the end of the day, it's always gonna be the same. You're either gonna go to bed with the thoughts that you got through the day the way you wanted to, or you didn't, and that's fine, because that goes right into lesson number 2, and that's a bad day is just an opportunity for a good story, man. You gotta learn somehow. Can't all be winners, dude. Otherwise, what's the point? I would say also pace yourself. That was a life lesson I didn't learn very quickly. I have always been the class clown when I was younger. Always got into a lot of trouble just because I was boisterous and just had no inner gauge, no governor on how crazy I acted. I I can picture it like it was yesterday, man. 157 years ago, when I was in kindergarten, I got in huge trouble one day, and I was just being loud and obnoxious and trying to make people laugh. And I remember the teacher, Mrs. Peacock, telling me over and over, knock it off, or you're gonna be in trouble. And sure enough, I remember I was reading this book, and there was a bunch of cookies on the page, and lo and behold, of course, I pretended to eat them. Can you imagine me pretending to eat cookies? Yes, we can. So I, get all loud, nom 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 nom, and sure enough, go get in the corner or whatever it was in the timeout circle. I remember there was just like this little bastard area that I know I didn't want to be in, and I was always in it, and she, and me being the gomer that I was, I got up, didn't look where I was going, and there was a kid near me who was doing like some kind of arts and crafts or whatever, and we had these little petri dishes of like paste, and I stepped in one, like just squish right into it, and I was in huge trouble at that point. You know what I mean? Like, the last thing she wants to deal with is like, first off, I'm a punk, and now she's got to clean my shoe. So and I remember going home, and at my particular kindergarten hell, we had these little slips of paper we had to bring home, and it would either be a little blue piece of paper with a smiley face on it, or a little red piece of paper with a sad face on it. And I think in my genius, I told my mom, I was like, oh, they ran out, they didn't have any today. That didn't work out for me. So next lesson, don't lie. It's not worth it. You're gonna get in trouble every single time. And the other obvious one is don't steal, because it's just like lying, and you're gonna get in trouble if not immediately, that stuff is it will come back to bite you square in the ass. Another story, bonus story for you, my stealing escapade. I was a little fella again, and I was in this convenience store, gas station or whatever, and they had these little party popper things. If you remember, they're like these little plastic champagne bottle things with a string on them, and you pop them and they would come out with the confetti, and oh, these are awesome. And I wanted those things so bad I could taste it. So I decided, you know what? I was strapped for cash at the time, young man in the 90s, and I decided I was going to steal them. So I somehow managed to get them into my jacket, and then I completely panicked. I thought the police were on the way. I thought I was going to get in all the trouble in all the world, and all I wanted to do was just, I wanted to play with these popper things. I wanted to run outside and like put them on my shoulders and be Iron Man and just look at me. But no, after I had them, I just wanted to not have them anymore, not get in trouble. So I ended up taking the next 20 minutes to a half hour of my life nervously pacing around the inside of this store trying to find a safe corner to take these damn things out and put them back. So that's exactly what I ended up doing, and then I left and never went back inside that store again because I just knew that they knew and I would be in trouble somehow, some kind of way. But and I thought they were going to call my foster parents and tell them he was in here and he thought about stealing. He thought about it good and hard. He was going to do it, but that was... Man, I was a very dumb kid, and hopefully none of you have any stupid stories like mine, but hopefully you can learn from this. And if you're ever thinking about doing anything like me, just don't do it. Just don't, man. It's not worth it. It's definitely not worth it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, man. I've never really done a vlog or anything like this before, but I thought it'd be fun, because I'm at this age now where I feel like, I just turned 32, and that's pretty old man in my book. Like, I feel like I'm old now, you know what I mean? There's I should be doing something now. And if you guys are like my little Padawans, man, and I'm your broda, so I'm gonna try to help you guys out, man. If this does help, man, if you enjoy this, throw me a like or a comment or something if you want me to keep this going, or maybe some ideas for some stuff you want me to rap on. I got a million stories about just total failures in my life, stuff that I've done so dumb, and I'd be happy to share it with you if for the sake of learning or maybe a little entertainment. But anyway, man, I hope you enjoyed this, and as always, I'll catch you in the next video, man.